In June 2019, I took to the road to ask people from all over the country about their dreams. I thought I would be learning about them, but I'm also learning about myself. Join me and see what you find out about yourself as you listen to other people answer the 3 dream questions.
I never had any plans on going in the Navy, so I didn't really join the Navy to see the 7 seas or any of that kind of stuff. I went fishing with a friend of mine, and he had to stop at the Navy recruiter on the way home, and I went into the recruiters with him, and next thing I know, I'm going in the Navy.
Oh, wow.
The Navy. So it wasn't really something that I dreamed or planned or wished. It's like a lot of things in life, something presents itself in front of you and you got to make a decision. Is it going to be better or provide some kind of future, or are you just going to stay where you are?
This is Jay, and he's agreed to answer the 3 dream questions. Are you ready, Jay?
Yep.
Okay, the first question is, what are your hopes and your dreams? What are your visions or your aspirations or your wishes?
I'm getting to that stage in life where I don't really think of new hopes and dreams to have. A lot of them I've realized, and a lot of other ones I've realized they're not going to happen. I want to travel more, and I want to stay in good health to do that. That would be one. I'm sure everybody has the ones like they wish world peace and that everybody got along, so I'll take those too. But yeah, that's it pretty much. I want to volunteer and be of service to other people, and I don't know, just live a good quality life for however many more years I have.
And you're going to do some traveling here pretty soon.
Yeah.
And you've been to a lot of places already.
Yeah, we've been to a lot of places in the last few years. I kind of wish we'd have started earlier, but we were both working quite a bit, and it was hard just to get the same week off in a year to do something. So I've been retired for a little while, and my wife will retire one of these days. She loves her job still, but
has the traveling affected at all some of your perceptions of the world, or your dreams for the world, or the dreams for people in general, or is it?
Not really. When I was young, I was in the Navy, and I traveled quite a bit then, so I kind of got a taste for how different people lived in different places. Some prosperous, some not so prosperous. I've always found it really interesting, though. But I can go somewhere else and see how people live, and maybe take something away from it, or just enjoy them and their hospitality.
So this wish for traveling, being able to travel and good health and stuff, so you can travel.
Yeah.
Does that come, do you think, from your early travels in the Navy?
Yeah, I think it does. That's what first got me interested into it.
Do you remember the things you wanted to do before you joined the Navy? Did you have some kind of
I never wanted to be president or astronaut or police or any of that. I think I always wanted, we grew up pretty modest, maybe lower middle class. I just wanted to have a job that I liked, with people that I liked to work with, that provided a decent income, so I could pursue my hobbies.
Your hobbies?
Yeah.
What were those hobbies?
Oh, playing music. I play guitar. I probably hadn't started golfing then. I don't know. Just whatever it would be. You wanted the independence to be able to do it when they came and stuff like that. And you still have some of those dreams? Are some of they lingering, or did I would like to move somewhere, or at least go somewhere warm in the winters. I've had about enough in Nebraska winters, but as long as my wife is working, we're going to be up here for a while. But I like where we live. I don't really have any desire to move anywhere else. But I really don't want to buy a house somewhere else just for the winter. I would just like to go somewhere and live for 2 or 3 months. And then the next year go somewhere else, and keep doing that over and over.
Okay.
In the country or out of the country, whatever.
Do you feel like you're pretty comfortable? I mean, you can make yourself comfortable almost anywhere.
Yeah.
Sounds like you have that adaptability and that tolerance for differences, and that you find in other places of the world.
You have to be tolerant. You're in their country.
Yeah.
That's bad enough I don't speak their language.
Yeah.
I think if it's someplace that I was going to go more often, like Mexico, I should probably take it upon myself to learn Spanish. I've been a little bit slow at doing that. But yeah, you're in their country. You got to respect their traditions and people, and I don't want to be the ugly American.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I remember that from back in the 50s, 60s and stuff. We had that stigma. And when I traveled, I remember back in the 70s, I'd get on a train and American tourists would get on.
Yeah.
And even in Italy, where everybody's loud, the Americans could talk over the Italians, and that was unusual. It was a different thing. But I think Americans are a little more sensitive now.
Yeah, I like to go away with them having a better sense of, or a better image of Americans.
Yeah, that's. I think that's really important, because there's a lot of different perspectives of America right now. If you could go back to your 12 or 13 or maybe your 17-year-old self when you were enlisting, if you could go back and say something to yourself and you thought you might follow those suggestions, what might you suggest to yourself? Or what would you suggest to young people?
I'd probably say not worry so much about what other people think, and quit comparing your insides to other people's outsides.
Say that again.
You compare your insides to other people's outsides. Like some people, they look like they may be having a great life. They may be really attractive or wealthy or both, or just have a lot of things going for them. And you get to know them and you find out that they have cancer, or they're in an abusive family. Things are not really what you perceive them to be. So you really don't know what's going on with other people until you really talk to them, and that's kind of hard to do when you're a teenager. You don't really have those kind of skills. You have to develop them over life. But I would say probably in general, don't worry so much about what other people think of you.
Kind of do your own, find yourself type of a thing, and go after your own interests. Wow. And if somebody were just getting married, I want to ask you this because I've talked to your wife and you. Is there any advice?
I tell younger guys when they get married, I tell them, you can be right or you can be happy. It's your choice. And they don't understand at first, but usually about 3 or 4 year mark, they start coming around a little bit. You don't have to win every argument. You don't, especially if you want peace in the house.
Is there something, when you say you can be right or you can be happy? I'm sure you could come up with examples with that, but I'm wondering kind of, is there a skill or is there something that gets you from being protective and territorial about your perspective to being open? Do you have some kind of a secret or some kind of a process?
I don't have a secret.
Is there a process?
Somebody told me that, and it didn't sink in at first. So.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said before, you don't have to win every argument. You don't have to be right. And there's a phrase: "Happy wife, happy life."
Yeah.
There's a lot to that.
A lot to. Okay.
And just because you think you're right doesn't mean you're right. You may be right in what you're thinking, but that may not be what's really going on, is what you're thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Reality's so slippery.
Yeah, so just, I don't know, treat each other with respect. And I know with us, we get in fights, but they never escalate very far because we make amends quickly and move on.
Yeah. Well,
that's pretty important, I think.
As we've talked a little bit, as you've talked right now, and as you've thought about maybe answering these questions, has something come to mind you'd like to say, or is there anything else you'd like to add, advice or perspective?
I don't know, it seems in this climate people are so vicious towards each other, and I wish that would tone down a little bit. That kind of bothers me. And some of it's politics, but some of it's just, I don't know what.
Yeah. And it probably bleeds over into relationships as well, like you were talking about.
It used to be road rage, you do this in traffic and somebody would flip you off and you go your own way, but now you got to worry about getting shot,
Yeah.
So I just don't do it.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
Good. Anything else?
No.
Okay.
No.
Thank you.
Is that it?
That's it, unless you have something else.
No.
They've heard my voice enough.